Hey guys, my name's Lester Lee. I'm a Canadian chemical engineering student at the University of Michigan, and today I'm going to tell you the story of how the University of Michigan killed my dreams. So the University of Michigan Department of Club Sports is denying the table tennis team's participation at the 2017 NCTTA College Nationals. The University of Michigan table tennis team is a smaller part of the larger University of Michigan Table Tennis Club, which is sponsored by the Department of Club Sports. The Department of Club Sports, they let us practice where we do. They assign us practice times, and being a table tennis club, we have about 15 tables. They let us store our tables at the practice facility, and they assign us practice times. You have to submit a travel form 2 weeks in advance if you're going to travel, and that's basically where this whole incident started. We're going to travel to the NCTTA Regionals, alright, the qualifying tournament for the NCTTA Nationals, which is the biggest collegiate tournament in the country for college table tennis players in North America. So we forgot to submit this travel request. Mistakes happen. People are forgetful, right? And the week before we go, I asked our club president and our travel coordinator, hey, did we submit this travel request? I quickly filled one out as fast as I can because I knew all the information that was required for the travel request, and I submitted it, knowing that better late than never, right? But apparently not. So the guy who's in charge of our travel request, our club sports coordinator, he denied our request to travel, and we tried to negotiate with him, but I think their whole department was away at a conference, so they weren't picking up their phone. The only communication you could have with them was through text and email. And with the travel request, it's like we weren't requesting any university funding, nor were we requesting any university vehicles to go to this event, regionals, which was in Akron, Ohio. This is the same place that we had traveled a month before to play in the NCTTA Divisionals, which is the qualifying tournament to go to regionals. Like, it really wouldn't have taken him much effort to approve the request. All we needed was a yes from this guy, and he said no. He based that on the basis that we had submitted 2 late travel requests before this one, and for those 2 late travel requests, they were to one of the previous divisionals and just a recreational tournament in Toledo that we could have missed had we known that we were denied travel. But he gave us passes to go to those tournaments. But when he was going to deny our travel to the first postseason tournament for the NCTDA season, which is the most important tournament that we've had up to date. You don't play this, your season's over. And I mean, for a season to end over late paperwork, it's just kind of ridiculous. Sometimes you see in professional sports, college sports, some players are suspended for disciplinary actions, substance abuse, harassment, or they committed some kind of flagrant foul. We were being denied participation to our most important tournament based on paperwork. I mean, he really didn't have any good reason for us not to go, or to deny us travel. He just said, no, you can't go, and the decision was final. We tried to propose, a lot of alternative sanctions. Hey, what if the team does a bunch of community service, or we'll make it up in some way? But he wouldn't budge. He just kept on saying the decision was final. So the Friday that we were scheduled to leave for the regional tournament, I called a meeting with all the team members. It was this 3-hour long meeting, and We discussed all of our options because club sports, they hold the right for us to practice at the location that we practice and store all of our equipment there as well. The club sponsorship that the Department of Club Sports gives us is quite a significant deal. So I gathered everyone around. I'm like, hey, club sports isn't going to let us go to this regional tournament. And it's not a fault of any of you in particular, but the table tennis club leadership forgot to submit some paperwork that would let you go. How hard is it that I have to tell my teammates, very close friends of mine, we're like family, that you can't go to this tournament? And I think it was a very emotional meeting. Everyone went around telling how much they had sacrificed to play at this tournament. We'd all practiced extremely hard. This tournament was over spring break as well, so we had a couple people who had to change their spring break plans. They had to change flights. We also had one person who decided to stay an extra semester to play in the NCTTA. He said he could have graduated a year ago, really gone into the workforce, started making money, but he decided to stay one more year to play NCTTA with us. And that really resonated with me, and I think our coach too, and our club president. So after a lot of discussion, our club president told us not to go because he represents the club members, and although they have no part in participating in the college tournaments, they're an integral part of our community as well. They come to practice, they play for fun, they play to get better, and if they didn't have a place to play, it would really be a negative thing for them. At that meeting, I think we just decided that we were going to go to regionals anyways, because the decision of our club sports coordinator was contrary to the university's supposed beliefs. The university wants to, they always say this, they want to develop the best leaders. They want to develop the leaders and the best. They want to develop people that can challenge the rules of today's society. They want to create an inclusive community, and they're very dedicated to the well-being and the welfare of its students, which we really did believe at that time. We decided to send a letter to the president of the university saying that I believe that the club sport coordinator delivered an unjust decision, and that we hope that you will support our decision to go to this tournament, as it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. A lot of the members of the team this year are going to graduate. I'd say 50% of the team, are either graduating seniors or graduate students who are going to leave next year. There really won't be any chance to play with these guys again. And on paper, this year's University of Michigan table tennis team is probably the strongest table tennis team that we've had in the history of the school. It really was hard to make a decision to go because we knew we were jeopardizing the University of Michigan Table Tennis Club. The club president's stance on this was that he was sympathetic with us, but his stance will be that he told us not to go. So fast forward, we go to this tournament, we win it. We beat Toronto in the semifinals, and we beat our rivals Ohio State in the finals, and we defended our Great Lakes Regionals title for the second year. Last year we won the tournament as well. So we come back, and of course they found out that we were going to go to this, that we went to this tournament. And now we have to undergo disciplinary action because we decided to go without a travel request being approved, and we have to face the whole disciplinary process of club sports. So how this worked was basically our club president met with the club sports coordinator, who said that the table tennis club is probably going to get hit pretty hard by this because Um, you decided to go and disobey us. Having explained our situation to a lot of people, most people really did sympathize with us, because all this guy needed to do was say yes to our travel request. He didn't have to approve any funding, any rental of university vehicles. We were taking our own personal vehicles, and it was to a place that we had traveled before. It almost seemed like he had some kind of ulterior motive to get back at the table tennis club for whatever reason. I don't know why, but just seemed like he didn't have any reason to deny our travel request. He knew what the consequences were. He knew he was destroying the dreams of 12 young men and women who really just want to play table tennis and compete for the school and bring pride for the University of Michigan. It's a school that we all hold very close to our hearts. And so our travel was denied until we go through the disciplinary process and until we get a ruling on the situation. We kind of expected it. The decision was that we were banned from going to nationals. This Department of Club Sports, they just want to go out of their way to make it feel like they're going to destroy the dreams of our players, and it's just really petty, I think. If any members of the table tennis team were to participate at the NCTTA Nationals, it would jeopardize the sponsorship of the table tennis club. The club sports coordinators, they've even gone out of their way to email the president of the National Collegiate Table Tennis Association asking them to default the University of Michigan from their competition. Some people are going so far to keep people from doing what they love. This has such a significant cost for the team members and the table tennis club, but it really has no negative impact on the Department of Club Sports. Having punished a club for winning a title, winning a regional title, it just goes to show that they really don't care about our results. If their mission was to destroy the dreams of student athletes, that they've done it. When the organization that you're up against is the judge, the jury, and the executioner, you just kind of feel like a cornered rat, you know? And there's not really a way out. My biggest concern is that if we don't go to nationals, then they've won. The Department of Club Sports has won. They got what they want from our players, the table tennis club, and they've got us to follow their rules. But the damage is already done. We've worked so hard, we've paid all of our entry fee, $350 for the team registration, $55 each for singles registration. Not to mention all the fees that we've had to pay for the previous tournaments, the regionals, the divisionals, all having gone to waste. I'm just kind of at a loss. The situation has kind of been stressing me out for the past month, and I always thought that I could go to nationals for my fourth straight year, really leave behind a legacy that the University of Michigan has got a great table tennis program with a lot of great players that come to play for the university. And I'm going to say right now that if you are looking to go to the University of Michigan, you're going to have to deal with stuff like this from club sports. The Department of Student Life has failed me. They say their mission is to look out for the development of every student at the university, and I really don't think that's the case with what has happened here. The team members, they want to go to nationals more than anything. It's our dream. We've worked all year for this chance and this opportunity to play, and some people sitting at their desks just say that we can't do it. I mean, I've sort of gone over all the main parts of the story, and there's a lot more facts and little nitpicky things, but that's kind of how it goes. And I just thought it would be something to get off my chest, just talking about it. But this is the incident that has ruined my undergraduate experience at U of M.